Hey guys, I just want to go live real quick to share the top news story on MSN. Holy crap. Um, this is, you go to msn.com right now, it's right front page news. Mark's lab is right there with the visit that he got from the FBI. Yeah, people go share this link and yeah, spread the word and let people know that we're not bullshitters. We're legitimate researchers that are, trying to replicate historical things that aerospace and military funded. We have the documents that your government spent a lot of money investigating UFO propulsion and technology. NASA has propulsion studies into UFO field propulsion. You can look up, I think the scientist's name is Alan Holt. Yeah, there's lots of there's lots of stuff. Also, check out the APEC conference on altpropulsion.com. That's ALT propulsion, one word.com. And there you can find a ton of information, including interviews with many of the scientists who worked on this stuff. We interviewed Ronald Evans about a month before he was interviewed by the BBC for his work on Project Green Glow. So yeah, Daily Mail and MSN have picked up the story so far, guys. It is we're going global, and please share this. Please tell people that you've been following our work and you know this, and things are going to get serious here over the next couple of months. I got a ton of new work going into alienscientist.com to upgrade it into a newer type of site like this, and I'm going to put some really good content on there, linking people to a lot of good stuff that what we can make public from the database. There's still a lot of stuff that's privatized or under other restrictions, so it's not easy to disseminate the information. I tell people that you have to go and buy this book, and it's copywritten. That's sort of how they've taken information that's already out in public domain and tried to restrict it in different ways. So yeah, thank you guys for following the work here on the alienscientist.com. We've been covering all this stuff, labs just like Mark's, and other labs that do research into this stuff. And it's awesome to see a story like this finally get the attention it deserves. If Bob Lazar can get on Joe Rogan and CNN and all these other shows and spread element 115 physics, then surely Mark can get on there and talk about nuclear dynamic orientation and the Alzaphan experiment and the Boeing research that was done into the Alzaphan science back in the 80s. So that's definitely a lot more meat and potatoes for the science and engineering and physics community to investigate and look into than anything Bob Lazar has ever given to this community. So thank you for Mark for doing I guess the Bob Lazar getting raided by the FBI worked for him too, man. I want to know who called on Mark. I'm curious now because it's like it's almost like someone was like, here, let me give you guys some publicity in some ways. So whoever attempted to swat us, it sort of backfired on you guys. So thank you for that. You know, maybe more people will try to swat us. Anyways, yeah, a lot of people are being censored, man. They didn't talk about alien scientist or me at all in the article. They just talked about Mark and they referred to him as the scientist. And that's not entirely true. Mark has a lot of scientific advisors, and we've taught Mark a lot about the physics over the last couple of years. So that's not entirely true. There's a number of scientists on the project, and so they do get some things wrong in the article when you go and read it and stuff. And those who are really familiar with us and the work that we do here will be able to spot those out. But that just goes to show you this is the mainstream media. And then you'll argue with people online that say, "Oh, well, if you don't show me a mainstream source for your news story, then it didn't happen. It's not real. It's not true." And then you look at what happens in the mainstream news as the information gets communicated, and some of the things get lost in the translation and in the editing and writing of the story, the piece for the news. Because I talked to the Daily Mail. The reporter who wrote this report and article, he called me first and talked to me first, and I gave him Mark's number. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there real quick for everyone to see. Link is in the description below. Please go share that around. And yeah, definitely let people know that we're here exposing a lot of the frauds and really thoroughly investigating the research into a lot of this stuff. And we're doing it for a fraction of the cost that, there's so many other UFO groups that have raised, millions of dollars to build people's spaceships and to do whatnot. And we're actually, knocking out and doing real research, publishing the research in terms of YouTube videos. I mean, we could write papers and do a lot of stuff on all that. But I mean, for negative results, it's easier just to show YouTube videos that, here, we did this and it didn't work, so other people don't have to try all that stuff and waste their time, and I trust our network of experimenters, because we all back up and verify each other's work, to make sure of stuff. So in any case, yeah, we're doing legit research, and the feds can investigate us all they want. We're going to come out clean, just like they didn't find any weapons grade enriched uranium on site. Yes, we're doing nuclear dynamic orientation. It's a different type of nuclear physics process, and you can learn about it with if you look up spin teach, it will teach you about nuclear spin and the spin of particles. Teach you about hyperfine splitting and other things like that are due to these EPR NMR interactions and stuff like that. So lots of physics, lots of real stuff to dive into on altpropulsion.com. The presenters have papers, usually with lots of academic level content with sources and lots of information for people to look into who are interested in building the future of what our government and defense forces will need to fight World War III. So please, FBI, we're on Team America, and we're on Team Truth. And it's time that a lot of this stuff really got out of the shadow government, where it's been hidden for decades in a 70 to 80 year long cover up that is still going on. Yeah, 4-letter agencies can't be trusted either, like NASA and Aero, because they're obviously continuing the cover up. They have a team of scientific advisors that help them analyze stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh, this is our prototype. This is our secret project. This SAP. This is this stealth aerospace project. We can't talk about that or tell the public, but we're gonna hide this video in this case from the public," and then and that goes on. So it's the truth is always the best policy. We're open source, so the FBI, you don't have to come in, and do an interview with us. We have plenty of interviews online. You can go and watch. I mean, what do you want to ask us about? And if you're going to come and do an interview with us, I want it recorded so I can post it. I want to see what questions you ask me, and I want all the questions recorded and my answers and responses recorded so I could post that. And we got some. I talked to an FBI guy actually. If you guys checked out Concrete Podcast's new Concrete Podcast, right? So that's Danny. He's now Danny Jones, but he posted a new one recently, just a couple days ago with, no, I don't know if this is it. I gotta find him on YouTube. Danny Jones on YouTube. Right. So Danny Jones on YouTube. Check him out, guys, if you haven't already. I did a podcast on there after seeing Andrew Bustamante get asked a bunch of questions about UFOs and Bob Lazar. I was like, yo, dude, you got to get me on here. And seeing, some of the other, he had Diane Walsh Pasolka on. He's got a ton of great interviews, man, on this channel. This dude's killing it. Go check it out. But he hooked me up with Jim DiOrio. I talked to on the phone, the FBI agent that was on just 3 days ago with Andrew Bustamante. So they had Spook Fest 2023. They had the CIA and the FBI battle it out on that show. If you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth checking out. I don't know how much I completely trust everything, but these guys definitely know a whole ton of stuff, and they're definitely dropping truth bombs on a couple of different things on that podcast. But Jim DiOrio is looking into who these men in black FBI agents, because he knows everyone in the FBI, and he's a long time FBI guy. So we're trying to find out who these men in black dudes are that visited Mark's lab, and what they're investigating for the FBI and why, and what else they're into. This might be part of the cover up. So yeah, thank you guys. We're kicking butt, dude. I can't believe this. Make sure you share this. And no, I don't have a Ford. I drive a Chevy, man. I used to drive. I've driven a lot of different types of cars, man. Hondas, Toyotas. I had BMW way back in the day. One of my first cars, an old BMW, one of the old style ones. I want to build a spaceship, though. That's really what I want. My real vehicle is a TR3B, or a ARV. I really want to. Yeah, we'll have to. We got some interesting physics stuff going on, and we dive into a lot of different scientists and stuff on this show. By the way, we are confirmed. I don't know if you guys know this, but Salvatore Pays in the Pays Effect. So he was on Tim Ventura 3 weeks ago, and he wants me to put a panel together with some scientists to really get his dig into the super force and Pays effect stuff. So I have some skeptics, I have some people in related fields, and we're going to put together a panel for Sal Pays, and that's going to happen an upcoming Sunday. I think Sunday in the Sunday before Thanksgiving, it should happen. So we'll have that out for you by Thanksgiving. It may take me a week to edit it down. I want to pre-record it privately with a because people tend to talk out of turn. And then if anything like that happens, I want to just kick certain people and keep it. I don't know. So anyway, if you guys want to be part of the questionnaire, and you can't make it to the Sunday, the 19th recording of that, what you could do for me is record your questions in a video and email that video to me, or a link to that video. Just send it to me, or message me at DM on Twitter, or email it to, would probably be better, the alien scientist, one word, the alien scientist @gmail.com. And yes, put a video together, and that way I can play the videos with the questions and then have Sal respond to it, and get those to me in the next week or two. Not like the night before or a couple days before. I need some time to prepare this. And I want also some of the harder questions I might want to give to Sal ahead of time, so that way he has a little more time to prepare, and it's not an ambush interview where we're going to hit him with some crazy stuff and then try to, I don't want anything like that to happen. I have a lot of respect for this man, and he is one of my heroes in many ways. So I want to thank him for reaching out to do this podcast, and I hope that we can top theories of everything. Kurt, I love you. I love your channel and your interviews. I hope we can break 250,000 views like you got on your Sal Pays interview. I hope that I can do justice to the subject. And you know, I may not be the smartest guy in the entire field, but I tell you what, I know some smart people, and I can get them on. And anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I love you all, and have a great night. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna build. We have the team already, and more people are sending us information, and we're sorting through all this stuff, all these claims of anti-gravity and science and stuff. The way to figure it out is through experiment and real science and application of the scientific method. And that's what we do on this channel. That's what I try to do in my approach to all scientific topics. Is I try to take a different mindset and teach people to be scientific and think outside the box about things, and don't always follow the herd, and don't always believe just based on appeals to authority, appeals to popularity, and all the other logical fallacies that so many people fall for in their attempts to do science. So thank you all. Have a great night, and I appreciate all the feedback and truth that people can bring to this. If I'm doing something wrong and I get stuff wrong, please, we put you on the spot where if you're smarter and a better expert than the experts that we get, we're happy to give you a platform. We're just trying to get better information, and no one's afraid to be wrong here. So have a good night and keep up the good fight.